Organizations win championships. A Chicago Bulls podcast with Jason and Dan Bernstein on 312 Sports.
Well, you wait long enough, and finally you get what you've been asking for years, and that is, albeit late, Arturas Karnisovas and the Chicago Bulls have embraced a full-on rebuild, including what appears to be a tank for this year and this year's draft. This is episode 130 of Organizations Win Championships, a Chicago Bulls and NBA podcast here on 312 Sports. So the latest is Coby White and Mike Conley Jr. as the salary throw-in go to Charlotte for Ousmane Dieng, who had been acquired from the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yep.
And he comes back to the Bulls with another second-round pick. And that is, 5 second-round picks now that they have total that they've acquired? And now they're a team of all guards.
Is it 4 or 5? Because the Sarge trade, they got 2. No,
I should mention,
5.
by the way, it's Collin Sexton, Dieng, and 3 second-rounders.
So it is. So 3 from that one. Didn't they get 2 in the Sarge one?
Yep.
And then the swap. So then that's 5. Total.
It's a total of 5 added.
However, that one from the, as we talked about yesterday, the one from Boston / is the New Orleans one.
Correct.
So I'm almost giving myself or saying that's a first-round equivalent in some ways.
Why did Coby White play last night? I cannot get past this.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
I can't get past this. How did they let him play last night?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to explain that to me. I mean, I know we talked to Casey Johnson on DBU earlier today, and he talked about the competitive integrity. Mm-hmm. And the competitive integrity is one thing, but allowing an obvious trade asset in the middle of the deadline fever to risk injury is inexcusable. You could have lost that game by 20 points without him playing.
Yeah, I mean, it was really stupid. It was really stupid.
I don't understand that at all.
I don't understand what's going to happen from here.
Oh, I do.
I don't I think they'll make more trades, right?
Well, they certainly can, but I think right now, forget this year. Finally, 2 years too late at a minimum. They're doing a passive tank. I mean, this looks like they say, Billy, go ahead and play what you got left, but they're going to be in the lottery.
It's even then. It still annoys me that they don't have any size.
Forget this year. Forget it. It doesn't matter. They're finally tanking. This
agree,
roster
but
is only designed to lose.
But the thing is that why don't you add somebody that wouldn't affect how you win right now and could ultimately help you tank? But you get somebody that for the future could be a solid player, i.e. Yves Missi. And who knows?
They might still. We could finish this up. We could get to the end of this show and Yves Missi could end up being a Bull.
I usually turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. I am still going to be looking at this.
Good.
And just because I feel like I have to. This has been such a weird deadline. And I've been talking about it with my roommate, who is a very smart NBA mind. Mm-hmm. And none of us can understand, and neither of us can understand what in God's name is Washington doing.
Oh, that I don't get. I don't know why you're trying.
It's one of the best draft classes we've seen in a long time.
Well, at the top.
Last month you trade for Trae Young, and now you trade for Anthony Davis, and you give away 3 firsts. Or 2 firsts, sorry, because the Triple J trade, Jaren Jackson was 3 firsts.
I don't know. And how you think that Trae Young and AD is all of a sudden something to catapult you into contention?
Right. They have some decent pieces. I like Trey Johnson a lot. They're the 6th overall pick from last season. I like Koulibaly, but AD is hurt right now. And it makes less sense than AD going to the Bulls earlier this season. when they were 6-1, when that was really swirling. That made more sense at the time than this does right now, in my opinion.
Well, I'm not worried about them. I'm much more concerned with what the Bulls are doing, and it just seems out of character for Karnisovas, who previously has shown no inclination whatsoever to value second-round picks, value any draft capital, really. It's just amazing that because they did this late, if you look at the unloading, the unwinding of DeRozan, Lonzo, Levine,
Caruso,
Vooch. Well, Caruso, at least he got something for.
Yeah, I agree with that, but no draft capital.
Correct. And now you don't have a single first-round pick, and that is almost entirely a function of waiting too long.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell. I mean, I don't know what he was offered.
And also, the deadline isn't over. Or the deadline has not been passed.
Right.
So I doubt they're going to trade Io at this point.
Why?
Because I thought it was going to be a Coby or Io situation that looked more like Coby, and they love Io. I still think that even though I don't know, yeah, they might trade Io. I don't think they will, but they might. That's a guy I believe they can get a first-round pick out of right now. With how he's been playing, I think some team that is contending would be willing to give up a future first.
It just shows you, though, what you got for Coby White at this stage. Obviously coming off an injury, and as we had said before, it is not without risk that this guy's been having calf issues.
You're saying Ivy or White?
White.
Yeah.
Somebody who has already had at least one serious injury and then has also had lingering calf issues.
To go on a team with LaMelo Ball, who is also glass.
Well, he's also not a serious basketball player. And I think now that he's not the best player on that team now that they have Knipple. Now that they have a real player.
Did you see what he and Flag did?
Yeah, I did. Of course I did.
Man.
Yeah.
Cooper Flag has, I haven't heard much about him this season in general, just because of all of these rumors and the whole Giannis thing. And also, I'm not that focused on the Mavericks. I'm focused on the Bulls, and for sure I'll be focused on the Pelicans a little bit. And he's just flown under the radar. But dude's a baller. Dude is a baller. He was supposed to be in this draft class. He's supposed to be a freshman in college right now. He's supposed to be in this draft class. Imagine that.
Well, I'm waiting to see then what the Bulls plan to do with all of this flexibility that they have right now. And I don't know if Anthony Simons is going to stick. Probably not. It looks like Ivy more so.
Oh, Ivy's going to stay.
Ivy looks to be so. Apparently, as we discussed, their doctors have enough of an idea, enough of some kind of prognosis, looking at whatever's available to them, that they think he can get that step back. Because if he can, then you've got a real player. You've got a part of this core. As of the moment, as it stands right now, your core is, even to use that word, is Giddy. It's Modest. It's Ivy. And Io.
Yeah.
At the moment,
I wouldn't say core.
Well,
yeah, I guess
he's
so.
A core. Of course,
if they keep him,
he's a top 6 player on your team, right?
But that doesn't necessarily mean core. Would you have included Vooch in the core beforehand?
No, but I'm just looking at age and timing.
Right. Io came out as a junior in 2021. He's not.
No, he's 27.
Io Dosunmu.
So that's the same age.
He's 26. He just turned 26.
That's the same age as Simons, and the same age. And how old is Usman Jang?
Young. He's young.
Okay. So there's your 6'9" guy. I really don't know much about him.
Jang is 22.
Okay. Jang is 22. All right. So that I don't know much about him. He's Swiss, correct?
French.
I thought he was French Swiss. I might argue with you on that.
He's French.
All right. I thought he was Swiss.
I looked it up just now.
Okay. Are you sure?
I'm on Wikipedia.
All right. Well, then you're right then. All
You're
right.
right.
Fine. Yes, he grew up in southwestern France, and he played.
You still didn't trust me after that?
I wanted to make sure. That
Oh my goodness,
we had the right guy. Yes, and I have.
What, you thought I looked up Gorgie Jang or something?
I know it's not Gorgie Jang. I just
forgotten 10-7 guy Gorgie Jang for 6 years. Minnesota Timberwolves. I loved his games, and I remember him at Louisville.
Ousmane Dieng is 6'9", 185. Yikes.
So are Essengay.
Yeah, right? And you essentially have somebody who can at least hang out with Essengay and the two of them.
Yeah, but Dieng doesn't look like a child, though.
No.
He doesn't look like a child.
And he's played a lot of ball.
Yeah.
Because he played professionally in France, and he played in New Zealand. So the guy was 11th overall pick he had established himself as a prospect at that point.
He's got a ring. So he's got a ring.
Okay.
So what I'm still confused about is how did it? So the Thunder obviously dealt him to Chicago. What did...
the Thunder dealt him to Charlotte.
Got it. Okay, I see.
This is a flip.
They dealt him to Charlotte
for Plumlee.
Got it. For Plumlee, and that they're going to release Plumlee, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do
because
they
traded. The Thunder traded for Jared McCain.
Yes,
that's what they were doing. Is they were clearing space for Jared McCain. Okay. I see.
I don't know, but I don't understand the Collin Sexton part of it.
I don't at all.
Because that's another guy who's 27, right?
Sexton, I think Ivy is the only one of those three that I think that the Bulls are buying into.
And Sexton is also an expiring deal.
Let's see if I doubt he'd be restricted as well. He's been around the block now.
No, Ivy is restricted. But
that I know.
So now you've got a situation where, at long last, the Bulls will be way under the cap, way under the apron, and they can definitely be a catalyst in restricted free agency.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they could try to lure some guys out of there.
There's no question.
Out of wherever.
So as far as the restricted free agents that I've seen, the names that keep coming up, you've got Duren. You've got Jalen Duren, who we've loved all-star for a long time. All-star. And it's an all-star, yeah. By the way, Ayo Dosunmu has just been listed as questionable versus the Raptors. He came out of the Bucks game with quote-unquote knee soreness. But I don't. Why did Coby White play?
Well, let's talk about this for a second. This feels like a live radio moment. That might be a phantom.
Of course it might. But if you were willing to do that, you should have done it yesterday. Someone's got to ask that. I mean, is that a mistake? Are they going to say, well, we didn't intend to trade him, but then that's what we asked for, and we had to make this move to get Collin Sexton and Ousmane Dieng? Come on. I don't know that I quite get it. But the fact is that they are the names of the people that they're looking at, they could be looking at. Let me just finish the thought about restricted free agency. You've got Duren, as I mentioned. You've got Tari Eason that they've been hot on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Benedict Mathurin is
That's
restricted.
Who I've seen a lot in talks with Ayo, which again, don't understand. And why the hell would the Pacers need a player like that right now when they suck?
And then you've got
when Halliburton comes back, they're going to be good.
Sure, but Walker Kessler's a possibility too, also restricted and maybe more replaceable on a Jazz team that has to be reallocating a lot of their future money at the moment.
Yeah.
So
it's just a really wild deadline right now. And we haven't even touched on Harden to Cleveland.
That's a panic deal for both teams.
Yep.
I read that deal as, well, what the hell? We might as well just
Apparently Mitchell wanted Harden.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
But you got to play a little slower. Harden isn't going to play a game where you're racing up and down the floor. He's not playing that. So that's a pace issue now. And maybe he's willing. Maybe Harden is just going to be able to go back to what he like in Brooklyn. I'm just trying to imagine. There's been different iterations of Harden where he's found ways to raise or lower certain aspects of his game, push things to the forefront and things to the back burner, depending on what they want. I don't know. That seemed like a panic move.
It's all just really weird to me right now.
Why didn't they do this earlier? Like, this is all we were asking for 2 years.
Yep.
For 2 years, saying this build is over. It's not going anywhere. Instead of being fooled by small sample sizes, try to position yourself to have more assets and more flexibility.
Yeah.
And now they're kind of in between, deciding to do this at a minimum of a year too late. Okay.
Have at it.
Yeah.
Without their draft pick.
Maybe there's another move in here that's going to net them. How do they not come up with at least a first? I thought when all was said and done, when the dust settles on this deadline.
Well, it hasn't yet. All right, let's. I know. Take a deep breath. All right.
Okay.
Take a deep breath.
Do
I have faith in them? No. Not at all.
Well, but now I have to take another deep breath. That's not fair.
Take another deep breath then.
Okay.
It's not over yet. Let's just pray to basketball Jesus that now that the Bears season is over, the Bulls can have a cardiac Bulls trade deadline approach.
We're just at the very end.
Very end, they make some wild move to get a first-round pick or something. I don't know. I don't know who they give up. I don't know why they're loading up on so many guards. I don't know what in the fuck they're doing.
Well,
but let's just let it ride.
They're
trying to take, but let's let it ride. Just let it ride. Let's not doom spiral right now.
I'm not. I actually was confident that they were going to do something.
And I wasn't. So they surpassed my very low expectations. So I can sit here and talk to you like this and be, I don't want to say content, but relieved that they did something. Okay?
Yeah, you're being kind of zen.
I am. I promise you I did not smoke the devil's lettuce before this.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Right now, as currently constructed, how many games are left? 30?
They are, what's their record? 24 and flurb.
Okay. They are
24 and flurb.
Are they closer to winning a championship right now than they were 48 hours ago?
Yeah.
Answer that honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't think that's really all that difficult.
No. I think getting rid of Vooch was huge. I think that just the fact that they've really opened up a lot of money is massive. Money's money.
Mm-hmm.
And
money, yes.
And Josh Giddey is on a team-friendly contract, and Modest Buzelis is still on a rookie deal right now. Mm-hmm. Jaden Ivey, I don't think is going to demand $25 million a year. And
neither would Simons if they wanted to re-sign him. He's
Simons
making
is
that now.
27 right now.
Yeah, he's making it now. I don't know if I don't know what he would get going forward.
So I think it's really unfair to judge everything as a whole and what they're going to do in the future when signs are pointing to the fact that they're not done yet. And I believe Casey also said that even after the deadline, they're still going to be figuring stuff out and doing whatever. I don't know if that's releasing guys. I don't know if that's calling up the entire G League roster. I don't know if that's buyouts for whomever, although I don't think anybody is. But let's just let it ride.
Or they could come out right now and at 2:00 tomorrow trade for Zion Williamson.
Would that get them closer to a championship?
Oh God, I don't even know. I can't even think right now if they were going to try to build around him and talk about trusting your doctors. And I was also thinking about the fact that their success, what they pulled off with Lonzo Ball, may give them a lot of trust in their medical team.
Yeah, that's true. That there have been a lot of injuries this year, but that Lonzo thing was really cool, and they traded him for a dude who he's been better than I thought he would be, considering his start to the season. Is he in that car? Okoro's pretty young.
Yeah, I mean, potentially, sure, because he doesn't. You always have to have guys who don't need the ball,
right?
I don't know that he's a starter on a good team,
no,
but he's certainly a contributor on a good team. He's arguably, I think, probably their best individual defensive player.
Yeah, I would say so.
Which is not saying much, but if you had to pick, one guy,
it's either Okoro or
Io
or Patrick. Yeah,
it's not Patrick.
Patrick has some moments where you're like, how the hell did he do that?
And that's his whole life, though. He's always going to have those moments.
I would love to see his name on a Shams Charania tweet in the next 24 hours.
And maybe he'd be a guy who, with a change of scenery, could find a landing spot and find people to maybe shock to the system.
I was going to say a coach to kick him in the ass
about how hard you have to play because he's the guy as a 6'8" forward who can shoot 40% from three. He'll be in the league a long, long, long time. I don't trust him as a building block.
No,
we've seen enough. I'm done.
No.
I'm done. And it takes a lot for me to admit that I'm done.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I think he would. I think he needs a coach to kick him in the nuts and say, "Let's go." And I'm a little. I'm excited to see how Vooch works with Missoula a little bit because he's a bit of a firecracker sometimes, or all the time. And so if Vooch doesn't try on defense, well, Missoula ain't gonna be happy.
How do you know? I mean, it's for Vooch. It really isn't an effort issue. It's a lead foot issue. That if they play anything other than drop defense, I mean, I don't really know.
But they have Keita back there as well. If they want to run a too big lineup, he's kind of just replacing Al Horford.
He can't.
That's
shoot
the way
like
I
Horford,
saw it.
Though.
Huh?
He can't shoot like Horford can.
What is Vooch shooting from three this year?
He's 35% career, right? I think Horford's slightly above that. Maybe I'm wrong, but Horford has that higher release. Horford is able to get his shot.
Are you really comparing their releases? I'm just saying that's who he's replacing this season. Vooch is 38% from three, and last year he was 40.
Okay,
dude, that's a real ass player right there.
Well, we know exactly what Vooch is at this stage. And the other thing about Vooch, and we should say that his 6 years, the number of minutes that he played.
He's a trooper.
Yeah, the availability. Just the fact that he was always there. Always there. And Casey Johnson was just saying, he was telling us this morning that even when he wouldn't sit for a rest in a 4 games in 5 nights, he wouldn't sit without a fight. That he desperately wanted to play and tried to lobby to play, even though they wanted him to sit. And that's got a lot. That's worth a lot in the NBA now. Having somebody with his pedigree that's just willing to always go for you every night is something. And I promise you, for Boston, there will be at least one playoff game that he is a major contributor in a victory.
You think?
Yep, at least one. At least one they'll say that was the game we're really glad we traded for Vooch.
I see him fitting well there. because he's not going to be asked to do too much. He's going to be asked to space the floor, get some rebounds, and if you need a bucket in the post, a little pick and roll action, or even just a back down if you haven't made a few shots in a row, he can do that for you. When you have players like Jaylen Brown, who's had a ridiculous season up to this point, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, Keita, help me out here.
Do you have Derek White?
Thank you. God. Derek White, Tatum next season, unless he comes back during the playoffs. You know? So he's not going to be asked to do a lot. And it's good for him. I'm happy for him. He deserves it. As much as we are annoyed by him as Bulls fans,
it's a good player. Yeah.
He's a good player.
I would also like to know.
I'm so excited to not have to watch him on defense.
I would like to know the conversations that occurred internally, because we've always operated with the sense that this idea of the Bulls as dinner theater, with the Bulls as medieval times, that it was always about being good enough to entertain, being competitive enough to keep the people coming in and keep everything entertained. I wonder at what point that AK had to go to Michael Reinsdorf and say, people are going to have to sit through. This might be a 2-year tank.
Could be.
This is not going to be a quick
Utah
tournament.
is expected to waive Lonzo Ball.
Okay.
So, is that it for him?
Well, I don't want him back here.
I know. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
it probably is it. I mean, we thought it might be. That when we saw what he was when he came back, we celebrated the fact that he was able to return, and then we knew that was probably just not somebody who was going to stick around. Like if people didn't know that was Lonzo Ball, if it was just if they were just watching a tryout, it wouldn't even be a guy. It would be a guy who would say, "Well, that guy's playing sort of oddly. What is he doing?" And I would be surprised, looking at with every season's influx of new springy talent that keeps coming into this league, it would surprise me if he wanted to do that work, because he's not going to go play in the G League.
Nor should he. Nor should he risk anything in the G League. He's
No.
made money.
Yeah, and it's probably more important that he's able to live a normal off-court, orthopedic existence, I guess, at this point. It's just amazing how little the Bulls got because so much kind of died on the vine.
What I will say is already during this deadline, they are a much better defensive team.
Well, that wasn't hard.
No, but they are. And Herter isn't a bad defender, but he's not great. And if they keep Simons, he's really committed to play defense for Boston this year.
He got better.
I don't know how much of that is Missoula, but he got better. Ivy's so quick, man.
He was.
Okay. They had to make that trade knowing the risk with Ivy. And the doctors had to okay it and say, we think he's good. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna trust it right now. I'm gonna trust it until I can't.
It would be very interesting to know how AK sold this to his boss. He must have job security just out the
Michael?
Yeah.
Michael
for him, after all this, after it's been 6 years, and now they're rebuilding. Now they realize, well, they finally realized that the DeMar and Zach thing,
it was a waste. It was a waste of 6 years.
Well, they had that one half of 1 year,
and then Lonzo got hurt, and that was it.
2022, they had one half of 1 year that was really fun, and we started.
That was things. So fun.
Yep.
That was awesome.
We started to think that, wait a second, but that's really this all peaked and it was so delicately constructed, needing not just Lonzo Ball, but again, that's what started the pattern of no rim protection and no rim runner. That because of the commitment to Vooch, they never ever in 6 years, like if they were to make a move for Yves Missi, they've never had that guy that other teams have two of. And they still don't have that.
Or even if it's just a minor trade. Even if they, I'm going to mention his name again. If they, Carlo Maktovic, if the Pelicans are willing to let him go for a bag of chips.
You are not giving up on Carlo Maktovic,
and I never will.
Okay. You see him a lot.
I see him a lot. He's a good rim protector. He runs really well, and he can fly. You don't expect it because he's just this European dude with a beard and comb and slick back hair. What? I didn't hear you.
I was surprised that Goga Batadze didn't move in this deadline, or hasn't yet.
That's not the type of guy the Bulls need, though. He's slow as well. He's just huge.
Yeah, I know, but that's like those. He's like Jay Huff, except he looks like Jesus.
Dude,
but,
Jay Huff is I like Jay Huff. All those reverse dunks.
Yes. Well, he's had a career against the Bulls alone. He should just want to play the Bulls all the time.
Yeah, we were saying last week, don't sleep on the Pacers, and yep, that's what you're gonna get. So,
okay, what, 3 of their 12 wins are against the Bulls? Is that right?
Whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I hope that you're right, that we are just waiting on something else that is going to make some of this make a little bit more sense. But I'm not sure. I am not sure. I think that if they trade Io just because, that wouldn't make sense. But you're right. If your goal is now, you've got to get a first rounder somewhere. Maybe a first rounder in next year's draft. Io's your only way to do that.
Oh, if you package him with another guy, maybe.
Either way, these deals are made around the one person that you want. When you say packaging, you can't add up. You can't just add up guys. Well, again, it's going to come down to salaries. But boy, now they got nothing committed to next year. I don't even know has Spot Rack kept up with everything.
Oh, of course it has. Yeah, that's what I've been looking at this whole time for contract info.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because you start looking at what the cleared decks actually look like.
They have a clean slate next year.
That's amazing.
Except for Gideon Modis and Patrick, and whatever. They have a lot of room to mess around next season.
Well, that's also room to make mistakes. That's also room to get impatient. That's also room to say, hey, we didn't get number one or number two.
At least it's change.
Yeah,
at least it's change.
That's true, but we can't over-celebrate the fact that it's something, and I don't want to over-celebrate it, because if you're keeping this regime around, are they going to be here 10 years? How long are you going to give them? How long is AK going to get without producing anything here? This has got to be his last build, right?
Yeah.
It has to be. If he's allowed to tear this down and see through another rebuild, if you're not seeing signs a couple of years in here, if there isn't a better articulation of the plan,
right?
And that's what we got to hear.
And I think part of it is he would have to really get lucky with Modis. I think Modis could make or break his job if we're saying that this is his last rebuild. If Modis isn't an all-star or a 23-8 guy, someone that is really great contributor and a high-level starter, I think you could kiss AK goodbye after a couple of years.
He better be a poor man's Flag.
Better be at the least.
At the very, very least, that's what he should be. Yeah, I am.
Because Cooper Flag's already better than he is.
Are you kidding?
Have you seen his numbers this year?
Are you kidding? I'm looking at the 26-27 Bulls on Spot Rack as it stands.
Yeah,
but you've got. I don't. This is 20. No, it's 25-26. It hasn't even. Spot Rack is slow because everybody's all over it right now. Because at the moment, as of today, guess who the biggest cap hit is on the current Chicago Bulls?
Anthony Simons.
Yes. It's Simons at nearly 28, and then it's Giddey.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Sexton, Zach Collins, and his future's up in the air because we don't know how bad this toe injury is. So we don't know what that's going to necessitate.
Forget Patrick in there?
No, Patrick's only at 19.
Yeah, but isn't Sexton at 17?
All right, here I have next year's now. They have 8 players under contract for 26-27.
Yeah.
This is amazing. As it stands at the moment,
Giddey.
You've got Giddey, Patrick, Okoro at 11.
Wow,
Jalen
that's not a bad deal
Smith.
at all.
Jalen Smith is only 26. He's at 9.
9 million?
9 million, 9.4, yeah. Trey Jones at 8. Modest at 5.7, Asenge at 5.7, and then Julian Phillips at a conditional 2.4. But there are cap holds for 26-27. And Anthony Simons has an enormous cap hold of $41 million. Jaden Ivey's cap hold is 30. Collin Sexton's is 28. So these are...
if they don't want to hold that cap, and just make them unrestricted free agents. The thing that they would have to do for Ivy is they would just have to hold on to that $30 million, and he would still be restricted. Because if they renounce his rights, then,
Right. Well, that would change with however they would structure the new deal.
Exactly.
That would necessarily...
They would either have to renounce their rights or hold their cap. That's just the way it is.
But as of 26-27...
They could also make those decisions in free agency. So you never really know.
Right.
And it's... I only know all of this stuff because I've done way too many NBA 2K rebuilds.
No, but that's why you're here, man. Because I understand that but they have to have figured some of this stuff out, and they would have to be looking at rating some of these restricted free agent possibilities for next year.
I will say this: I don't think AK is bad at evaluating contracts. You look at what I know the Patrick contract, it's a little much, but $19 million for a guy who's going to shoot 40%.
He can't play.
Come
play.
On. But okay, fine.
He can't play.
Whiffed on that one. That Giddey contract is looking like a win right now.
The Giddey and that's helping him whatever they do right now. If
and
you
$8 million for Trey Jones, $11 million for Okoro. He didn't do the Okoro contract, but $9 million for Jalen Smith. With the way he's been playing like an $18 million a year player.
Yeah,
recently.
All right. Well, I'm just concerned that something that happens in the next 24 hours or 22 hours.
In just next 10 minutes.
It's going to obviate this. Oh, yeah. I'm counting for the next 10 minutes amid the next. But either way, my headline on this is a rebuild is great. Why didn't you do this earlier? Why aren't some of these second-round picks first-round picks? Why didn't you jump up into last year's draft instead of this year's draft? Granted, if you end up top 4 in this year's draft and you're talking about Boozer or Peterson or DeBonsa, and whoever who's the fourth guy is debatable, whoever you're looking at for that. But there is, I would love any of those 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not counting on it, and I don't know how much. Knowing the Bulls, they'll surprise us by coming together and winning games with guys who aren't going to be here next year. Because Billy will coach them up and get them out there trying against a bunch of other confused teams. I know.
That's what Billy does.
I know. But I can't believe Coby White. I can't believe you traded a guy who played last night. I can't believe that. How did that happen?
It's really stupid.
That's really, really stupid. Well, they got away with it.
Let's see if Io plays tonight.
They got away with it. All right, let's do the showdown before we have to redo this whole show anyway. Hey. All right, you go first.
Okay, mine's very simple.
Is it?
Yes, but I'm too busy listening to music.
I know. Right. You're too entertained.
Who is the Chicago Bulls leader in bench points since the 2019-2020 season?
The Chicago Bulls leader in total bench scoring
since 2019-2020.
I don't even know where to begin. I'm trying to think.
I feel like the question was so simple that you're just like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's sort of where I am.
I overwhelmed you and underwhelmed you at the same time.
All right.
Are you serious right now? That you're like, you're panicking.
I'm just. Is it Io?
Nope.
It's not.
No, it is not.
Is this a trick question somehow?
Not at all.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's not a trick. There's an answer.
All right. I thought maybe you had tricked me somehow into something here. Is it... I'm trying to think of somebody who may have come off the bench. Who then... Is it somebody who's also started?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Coby?
It is Coby White.
Okay.
It's Coby White. Yep. I thought you were going to say Patrick, but
no, he doesn't
Coby White.
score enough. No, okay. So
yeah.
All right, that I get.
Yeah. I wanted to keep it simple this time.
I got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yay.
All right, you go.
I go. Hold on, I gotta find it. I have it. I promise you. Wait, no, I here. Okay, here it is. There are 4 players since 2023 who have at least 14 games of 5 or more blocked shots. You've got one overall leader who has 3 times number one. Wembanyama's number 1. Wembanyama, guess how many 5 block games he has in his
50.
career? 43.
Whoa.
He's got 43.
I said that expecting like it was going to be 30. I wanted to get a reaction.
I thought it was wrong, but he has Victor Wembanyama already has 43.
My favorite monk.
5 block games. Yes, your favorite. Where was it in Thailand?
I don't know, but people are calling him Victor Monk Wembanyama or whatever.
People are saying your favorite. All right. Now, who are the 3 other players? There's 2 guys with 15 and 1 with 14 who have had that many 5
Holmgren?
block games. Who?
Holmgren?
No.
Okay. Giannis.
No.
Recently traded Jaren Jackson Jr.
Recently traded. No.
Screw you. Brooke Lopez?
No.
Trying to think of just wild shot blockers. Guys that block shots a lot.
Yeah, a couple of these names surprise me. Or when they do it in
bulk?
Big spurts in bulk. Yeah.
What, like Porzingis?
Nope.
Clint Capella?
Nope.
You said since 2023.
Mm-hmm. 15, and 14.
15.
For these
Wembanyama has 43.
And Wembanyama's
That's like a
got 43.
LeBron stat type thing. Yeah. It's not Jokic.
It is no. It's not Jokic.
Gafford?
Nope.
Anthony Davis?
Anthony Davis has 14.
Okay. And
Yes.
I just didn't know if he played enough games because he's always hurt.
Right.
So that's why I was a bit hesitant.
Yeah.
Oh, Gobert, right?
No.
Wow.
Good guess.
I thought that was a shoo-in.
So, of course you did. That's
Did you think so when you first saw the question?
Yes. I thought there was a mistake
Wow.
that Gobert was not on there.
It's not going to be Hartenstein.
I wonder how many Jay Huff has had this year.
It's not going to be Hartenstein.
No, it's not Hartenstein.
Khalil Ware is too young. Yep. I know Modest had 5 blocks the other night, but he hasn't had 14 of them. Derek Lively?
No. Not a terrible guess. These guys, you're talking 2 really good players. One's name was already mentioned on the show today.
Great. Now I have to. That might screw me up. I think just because I'll try too hard to think about.
You don't have to do that. Just think about. One guy's also had some injury issues.
Not Umisi, is it?
It's not. It's not. It's not.
Definitely not Carlo Matkovic.
No. People find someone in your life who loves you as much as Jason Bernstein loves Carlo Matkovic.
Yes. Oh, Duran?
Oh, no.
Oh, damn it.
Same part of the discussion, though.
Oh, restricted free agent talk.
Mm-hmm.
Guys that are restricted.
Somebody the Bulls could target for next year.
Kessler?
Yup. Walker Kessler is one of those with 15.
That makes sense.
And the other one?
I'll try. I must.
Almost.
Claxton?
Nope.
Okay.
This guy is famous for... Not famous, but he's got a fascinating hobby. It has been discussed before.
I think I have it. I could be wrong. Is it Miles Turner and his Legos?
Yes.
Bang.
Yes. Miles Turner also has 15 games of 5 or more blocks. There you go. Wembanyama, Kessler, Turner, and Davis. And yes.
Wemby has 43?
Yeah, I know. And Miles Turner is known for constructing complicated Lego sets.
But Wemby has also been hurt multiple times.
Yeah, he missed like half his season. And he already, yes. But remember, it's like a lot of his blocks, he's just there.
Yeah, but there are a couple where he's not there, and he takes one step and he's there.
I know.
From the free throw line.
Yep. All right, let's wrap it because we may have to pop on tomorrow if the Bulls do something
if the Bulls
else
make a crazy trade, we very much might have to do another emergency one, which means you get 3 straight days of us.
Nobody wants
I'm
that,
sorry.
I don't think. And by the way, thank you for. I went into the garage and I went through the bag with all of your old jerseys in it. I had to find something that didn't say Bernstein on the back. I wore this to the Blackhawks game. Mom and I went to the Hawks game.
I know you guys
on Monday night for Pride Night, and I wanted to wear a hockey jersey, and this fits me perfectly.
Why didn't? Oh, that's why you didn't wear your jersey that said Bernstein on it.
I don't want my name on the back. Someone's gonna come up and hit me over the head with a thing of nachos. I don't want that.
Did anybody come up to you at the Hawks game?
No, one guy was walking, and one guy, several people did, but they just recognized me because they knew what I looked like. One guy from across the concourse yelled, "River Dogs!" So I just gave him the fist in the air. But he was a big River Dogs fan, I guess.
All right.
All right. Get back to your work. Go write your piece for your paper.
Oh, I'm already done with it.
Oh. Well, how can you be? Because
I'm going to keep updating it as things go on.
Oh, on the website.
Uh-huh.
You can just
I can go back and edit.
Oh, good.
And change. And so I just have right now where I discuss some of the trades. I didn't even talk about the Harden one because I really just don't give a shit about it.
And by the way, the Washington Post sucks. And for them to do what they did today is it hurts the heart of any journalist. I don't know if you had been talking about that in any journalism classes or at the Hullabaloo, or if the Hullabaloo has issued any kind of statement about it. But what Jeff Bezos did to the Washington Post today was borderline criminal.
How many layoffs did they have?
They fired the entire sports department, and people who are working in Ukraine in a war zone, working without power, working without heat, we're told you no longer work for the Washington Post, you're fired, and we're left just in the middle of Kiev and in the middle of other countries. International reporters just let go immediately, only so billionaires can not have people know what they're trying to do to unravel society for their own gain. So it sucks, and I didn't want to go today without saying that. I'll say more tomorrow. But that has been Organizations Win Championships, episode 130.
Organizations Win Championships, a Chicago Bulls podcast with Jason and Dan Bernstein on 312 Sports.